It's an interesting phenomenon of this beach that every so often the entrance between the beach and the lake opens up, and the majority of the water in the lake drains into the sea. And this is part of a natural process that happens on a regular basis. And it has happened in the last couple of days. So all of this, including this walking track, which is now closed, was underwater. And was quite good for paddling on in a kayak, but not so good now. But seemingly very good for waterfowl. A week ago, all of this was underwater. And this is where, until very recently, there had been a beach. The beach just carried on along here. But it's opened up and the water is flowing out of the lake into the sea. I never cease to be fascinated by jellyfish, which I occasionally see washed up on the beach. There's one, and along here there's another one. fascinating things. Oh, there's another one over here. Some seagulls. And another jellyfish.
What I'd like you to do is tell my viewers what you've just been up to.
I have, pardon me, I have just been doing an interview with Sarah Montague on BBC Radio 4, for The World at One, regarding my radio drama, There's No Place Like Home. And this will be featuring later today, UK time, so you can catch up via the BBC iPlayer, I believe. And yes, it was quite a surreal experience, and I hope I didn't make a total fool of myself.
Now I'll include a link, probably some point in the description box or at the end, I'm not sure yet, because by the time you watch this interview would have aired probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I do like to have a backlog, but yes, so Will's just been interviewed and you might catch it live, and if you miss it I'll put a link so that you can catch it again. But also it was recorded on Zoom, so you may also be able to watch Will being interviewed as well as listen to him.
If you really want to.
So that's Will's exciting news for this evening.
Indeed, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to listening to it.
It's finally sunny enough for me to do some laundry, which means that I'm able to finally try dyeing those Muji trousers, which I have taken down and sewn up. Not that you can see much. It'll be a mystery until we get them out. Good morning. Welcome to Saturday. I've just driven through our local town, which often is blanketed in this fog, which will soon lift. It's just so beautiful and atmospheric. Oh, by the way, it occurs to me, I say local town, if I was in the UK, it would be described as a village. But interestingly enough, village doesn't seem to be a term used to describe any sort of urban environment. So you go straight from town to city, and that's it. You've got those two, and then the countryside. Anyway, that's by the by. I am continuing my journey into town, the actual town, and then I'll be spending a portion of this weekend at the seaside. So that's my plans. I'm going to carry on with my journey now. I am currently wending my way to one of my favourite charity shops in a nearby town because I knackered a pair of my gardening trousers, and whilst I tried to repair them, the repair is not working out as well as I would like. So I'm looking to replace them, but because of the nature of what I'll be using them for, I prefer not to buy new. Here we are. As is more often than not the case, I extracted myself from the Vinnies with 3 items, a pair of gardening trousers, a very nice shade of green, and a pair of lounge trousers which weren't designed to be worn thus, but that's how I will wear them because they're slightly too big, but they're very, very cozy, lovely houndstooth pattern, and a surprisingly nice pair of formal dress trousers in tuxedo style. And considering the amount of times that Will and I are heading off to various operas or concerts or whatever, I thought it a handy thing to have in my wardrobe, and potentially also for funerals, who knows. Anyway, so well worth a visit. It's an excellent shop, and now I'm heading to pick myself up a little bit of lunch before I make my final journey towards the beach house where I was spending the rest of today and part of tomorrow with Will. So it'll be a bit of a novelty for us because we haven't seen a lot of each other recently. He's been very, very busy with his radio play, and tomorrow will be about the first time that we will spend any sort of meaningful time with each other, so that'll be, I hope, very enjoyable, although those can be the sort of tinderbox occasions where you're sort of looking forward to it. You haven't spent a lot of time with each other and then you end up having a row, so who knows? I don't know if you can hear me, but I know it'll be a very beachy week this week, but I've never been able to do this before. So essentially, whenever I walk down the beach, I usually get blocked by this little bit of headland. But should I so choose, which I'm not going to today really, because I don't know if the tide's coming in. I'm able to, if I'm ever to make my way onto this section of beach. This is brilliant. I've literally never seen this before in my life. It's always been prohibited to me. Look who's back, and he is helping me finally get around to finishing off these bays. So that one's done, almost finished this, one more to go, then we're finished.
Indeed.
The colour the trousers came out at, they're back in the machine, was okay. It wasn't quite navy blue. So what I'm going to do now is try a different brand and a different dye. As I say, I didn't mind that. It was definitely blue, but it was more of a sort of, I know that certainly as I was filming it, it sort of looked grey. That's why I was trying to get the trousers in different lights. They're not grey, it's definitely blue, but more of a sort of cross between Air Force and cornflower. Not quite what I was looking for. So I'm trying this different brand. This is a brand I'm more familiar with, although I've never used this particular system before. So what I'm doing now, as per the instructions, is giving the trousers a quick wash, and then apparently what I do is just unwrap this and shove it in the machine, and we're good to go. So fingers crossed I do end up with something which I would personally more describe as navy blue than the blue that I ended up with first time around. It's weirdly hard to convey, but take it from me, that is much more like it. Ah, there we go. It's darker even in real life, but this is what I would describe as navy blue.